Well, hey everybody. It's the 26th day of April 2026. 26 and 26. I'm Jan Erickson, and this is As Above, So Below. I apologize for not doing a reading last week. The pollen here has been insane, and Sunday I had a headache and I could not get rid of it. And I think it's pollen related. And anyway, so I'm doing better today, but this week has been real dicey. I think day before yesterday, it was either yesterday or day before yesterday, the pollen count was at 10.2. This morning I checked at 9.5, so it's still in the high range. And I know my husband's been a bit miserable with it and dealing with it, and so have I. So anyhow, I couldn't, with a headache, and I was coughing and I couldn't breathe. It was just best that I not try to do a reading. One thing, let's see, I'm trying to get a place where I can do this. I'm going to hold my arm so that things don't move. I have before we get started here with the reading, I want to, and I'm going to move this screen here a little bit so I can do some writing, or maybe I should, well, no, I don't want to do it like that. Let's see, this can go away. I have a page on the blog at Stepping Aside, and it has to do with pendulum work. I started it. I had one entry from last month on the 17th of March about this thing going on in Iran. But I put some questions up here that I want to answer with the pendulum here. Maybe I can do it this way. Yeah, I think I can do it this way. That works. Okay. And anyway, I'm just going to write down what the answers are to them. And I just want to, but I want you to see the pendulum. I can maybe sit back a little, maybe. And I'm going to brace my arm here because I don't want to make it seem like I'm making this happen. So with what happened last night at the White House Correspondents Association dinner, did the brother of the alleged shooter, I saw this online, this allegation, did the brother of the alleged shooter last night at the White House Correspondents Association dinner give the shooter's manifesto to a Connecticut Police Department? So it's shifting from the no direction to the yes direction. Okay, I need to write that down. Oh, that's not how you spell yes. The next one, did the Connecticut Police Department notify the Secret Service? Yes. One thing I want to add that I forgot to put down, did the alleged shooter give his family, this manifesto 10 minutes before he was supposed to go and do this? That's also yes. I'll add that one in. So that's yes, anyone that notifying the Secret Service. And then my next question is, because honestly, I look at the stuff that goes on and I don't know what to think about it. I don't want to assume the worst. I don't want to assume the best. I want to be neutral in what I think and to have something come through that tells me. And a lot of the time I'll use a pendulum to get me going in that direction. But I just got to say, every time I see this stuff, it's like, okay, what am I looking at? What really just happened here? What are we being told that is happening versus what is happening? Okay. And so anyway, let me get this against my body here. Did the Secret Service notify the president? Okay, that's yes. Did the president or Secret Service notify the vice president? Because the vice president was up on the stage on the dais. Did the president or Secret Service did one of them notify the vice president? Now this says no. Did the president or Secret Service notify any cabinet members? No. Okay, let me write that down. No and no. Okay. Okay, was the president the only person the Secret Service notified? Yes. Let's see, get this thing to settle down. Did the First Lady know before this happened? No. Because she had pictures I saw, she had a shocked look on her face, and he's looking in her direction. Doesn't look like he's surprised at all. Now, that's just my opinion, okay? And so, again, but how is that possible? If they knew ahead of time, how, even 10 minutes ahead of time, how did this happen? I don't understand this, okay? I don't understand this at all. Okay, did the president take advantage of the opportunity? It's shifting to yes. One thing I want to say, was this planned by, was all of this planned and coordinated with the White House in advance? No. Okay, so he took advantage of the opportunity. Yes. Was the alleged attack coordinated with the White House ahead of time? No. Okay. And immediately after, when they got back and they did the press conference, it's like, okay, they're talking about the ballroom. This is why we've got to have a ballroom. And I've always wondered, what is that ballroom really for? Are we being told? And so I'm asking that, the last two questions. Is this situation being used to advance the ballroom? Because that's in court right now. Yes. Is the ballroom for safety only, or is there a reason we still don't know about? No. Is there a reason we still don't know about? Yes. Okay, I had put those in a same sentence. I'm going to make that two sentences. Is the ballroom for safety only? No. Or is there a reason we still don't know about? Yes. And is it about advancing the ballroom? Yes. Okay. What I did is I put the answers that the pendulum gave on that first one about Iran in bold, and so I'm going to do that, and I'm going to so it's easier to see it, and then I'll save this, and then it'll be up after the end of the video. So I just wanted to do that really quick here before we got started, because when it's in my head, I need to do it. I can't wait. But this is getting ridiculous. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. But anyway, that's what the pendulum says, and nobody thinks this was real. They all think. Everybody I see online is like, oh, this is staged. I don't, but the pendulum doesn't say initially that it was staged, only that they took advantage of knowing what was coming and used it. Okay, that's what. But the First Lady's reaction looked genuine to me, and again, pictures can be stopped at a particular frame, and you don't know. That's why you when something might be AI, you've got to have somebody that knows how to put it through a program that will show that, I guess. Anyway, I have no idea. But I'm tired of spending all of this time going, okay, what am I looking at? Because I don't believe what I'm looking at is even real, right? And so what's really happening here? And the moments that do look real, well, they don't paint a good picture, let's just say. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I I'm going to try and shuffle, but maybe not normally. I cut the end of my finger. My husband's been bringing me big. We're redoing the beds out in this one area in the garden, and he's getting a bunch of dandelion out of the walkway in between and stuff. And so he's been bringing me the roots, and I'm going to do some more root tincture here. I'm just going to go see if I can try to shuffle here, because I only tried once and it's not working very well. I don't want to make this thing bleed again, but I was cutting the tops off, because I wanted to kind of scrub the roots a little bit. And always be careful when you're doing roots. Make sure that you don't soak them and don't get a whole lot of water on them. Sometimes it's nice to wait till they dry a little bit, and then and then just brush most of the dirt off. And then if there's still some, then fine, lightly wash them off. But you don't want to ever soak roots, because you're basically making a tea and you're leaching all of the medicine out of the roots. And so never do that. And again, some herbalists, what they do is they just they wait for them to dry after getting them out of the ground a bit, and just use a stiff brush and get all the dirt as much as you can off of them. I mean, you're still going to strain them, right, when you're done tincturing, or using them in tea or whatever, but or whatever you're going to use them for. But I like to just have a little bit of washing, but not much. But anyway, in doing that, I'm clipping the tops off with some scissors, right? And of course, I cut right into my finger. I would like to say that was a one-off and just never happens, but, well, I can't. So anyway, so I've had this massive bandage on there, and I took it off because there's no way and it looks horrible anyway. And so I stuck some tape on it, some medical tape on it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But let's see what we're going to start with. We're going to start with Fehu. The last time we met on the 12th, we also started with Fehu. Fehu is the first rune of the Elder Futhark. It means cattle or wealth. Basically, a wealth that's transferable or movable. But I tend to bring it down to transactions, and it doesn't necessarily have to be financial, although it can be. It's about life force. It's about force. It's about, how shall we say this? It's ascending energy for magical workings. You can use it for that. But basically, it could be about personal growth and how you transact your relationships with other people. So again, wealth can mean the financial wealth, but the wealth of having people around you that you interact with on a positive way, that your family, your friends, coworkers, people just in the community, people that you can that you benefit from, those interactions with them. Maybe they teach you things, or maybe you learn about yourself from them. So again, you can use the idea of wealth in a variety of ways. Let's do the Geomancy rune though, and then I'll try to shuffle the cards. Well, gardening is a contact sport. It is. It's not for the faint of heart. You should probably have pretty good insurance, medical insurance, and hope for the best. So we've got Vaya here. What did we have last? Oh, we had Vaya last time. Isn't that interesting? So we'll see what the cards are, though. We had the 5 of Wands, 7 of Swords, and 2 of Swords. We'll see what they are this time. This is Vaya. Vaya is an independent path. So again, maybe another path is still continuing to open for some kind of wealth, some kind of... I can put this better over here, I think. Maybe move here. I gotta get this out too. But basically, let me see where I can go here. There, that's better. There's just too much stuff up on the screen that I normally have down here. What is this? Oh, that's my photos. Okay, all right. Well, anyway, Vaya's about a new path opening. it's independent. Its complement is populous instead of single dots down, which is an active principle. Single dot in geomancy means an active principle. Two dots mean passive. And so populous on the other end of the continuum with via, you're looking at either a passive being following along with the crowd, or it could also mean a collaborative endeavor. But there's something independent here, a new path or new opportunity that can either help build your wealth or introduce you to people that are beneficial to you in some way. But we'll see. Let's see what the cards have to say once I can try to. Oh, that worked. As long as I don't touch the end of that finger, I'm okay. But, you know, shuffling cards doesn't necessarily go your way all the time. But I'm just going to do it only one more time. I'm risking things here. So I'm going to cut the deck, take the lower half, and take 3 cards. Well, I think that we've got one card from the Major Arcana, the Moon. We've got a 7 of Cups and the King of Pentacles, and so we've got one basically from each aspect of the tarot, each grouping. You've got the small cards with the 7 of Cups, the Minor Arcana, and you've got one from the Court. Always fun. I don't mind this the King of Pentacles too much, unless he's kind of focused on his own stuff. You know, but he's got a lot of abundance around him. So it could indicate, in terms of maybe the new path, it could be a new position, maybe forming your own business, or a new position within the place you're at, or you go to a different job. And either you have a king that is going to be influential in that, or you may end up being the manager or the supervisor or the CEO of the company, depending on what your circumstances are. But let's start out with, you've got 2 cards here that are kind of deception oriented, depending on how you want to read them. Both the 7 of Cups and also the Moon. So what I think what I want to say, well, before I do anything here, let me do the numerology. So it was 1 for Fehu. We've got 7 for the 7 of Cups, and then we have 18 for the Moon, and then nothing for the King. Court never has a number, so you're looking at 26. That's going to be 8. Put that down there. Do it one more time. 1 plus 7 plus 18 is 26. Okay, so if you're going to look at these 2 cards, the 7 and the Moon, you know, I look at the 7 of Cups, and 7 is about balance. It's about letting things settle out so that you understand what you're looking at. It can be about magic, it can be about spirituality. But here you have a guy who's in silhouette. It looks like a guy from behind. Although, well, no, that's definitely the hair there. And so it's just shorter. So we'll say that's a guy. He's in silhouette. So this is in the dream state. Or if he's meditating or something, he's thinking about different things. You see all of the cups, the chalices with different things in them, resting on dark clouds. And so this is either talking about the subconscious or it's talking about the dream state. And you've got all sorts of different things. You've got an angel in the center. You've got perhaps a new love interest there. You've got a serpent here. A serpent energy is fire energy. You've got a new home here, a castle up on a peak of some kind. You've got jewels. So, you know, dreaming of getting a bunch of jewelry, so a bunch of wealth. Here you have victory here with the wreath. And here you have a dragon, and it's of course right under the serpent here. So you have some serpent energy with both. Now, what I would say, in terms of balance with the Seven of Cups, you want to not let your emotions get carried away with yourself. But the other part of that's on one side, in the one scale over here. On the other scale, if you don't imagine new things, even things that may seem unrealistic to you at this point, right? It's just like it's never going to happen, right? Because your head's in the clouds. You're dreaming things. What if you're dreaming about new experiences and new opportunities that can manifest? Maybe not right this second, but what if later? So I tend to be a little more neutral about this card than maybe some tarot readers are. And here you're talking about with the moon, dreams, emotions, cycles, rebirth, balance, transformation, intuition, illusion. But here you're getting into the head in the clouds or head in the unrealistic place, right? Here you have you need to balance the dog with the wolf here, the domestic with the wild child within. Willing to take risks. This one maybe not so much. You see the crayfish coming out of the water up onto the path here. Doesn't come quite out of the water though, and that signals like any type of a lobster sheds its skin. So does the crayfish. So do snakes. So do serpents. So you see even. You see lizards do the same thing. So it's that same type of rebirth and transformation into something new. And again, when you're talking about Fehu and Vaya, are you really talking about that? Because you'll note that we don't have the same cards that we had on the 12th today, even though we have the same runes, which I think is just really weird. But it's interesting because it's saying that there's still a continuation over this last 2 weeks of last week that we didn't have, but the week before, and now here again we're talking about Fehu and Vaya again. So you've got this time frame. That's what it signals to me, of some new growth or new opportunities that rely on your own intestinal fortitude to get there, your own exercise of will to do that. And here you don't want to delude yourself. You want to stay in balance. You want to take that middle path. You want to find a balance between the wild within and the domesticated side, rational versus maybe irrational, if you want to look at it that way. And the transformation that can happen when you're able to blend the two together, all right? So I think that you're looking at, let's see, that'd be 25. See, 25 between these two cards, instead of 26, you're looking at 7, which again is balance, and we started with 7. I think you don't want to delude yourself about whatever is coming. Okay, I think you want to try to find a way to control the will so that's not impulsive. I think you need to find a way to be rational about whatever you're looking at and whatever you're exploring, to be absolutely sure, or as sure as you can be, that it's the right course of action to take. But it clearly signals that this could be some kind of material security related, so a job, or maybe moving out of an area where you don't feel safe to a better area. Maybe it could be something like that, just where you have that transition feeling of where I'm going from a place I haven't been happy to maybe somewhat happy, but there's something new that's on the horizon that could really elevate you in terms of your material security. And so at the same time, though, when you look at both the 7 of Cups, you don't want to take that, you don't want to be impulsive and choose something that lacks the reliability of the canine here, of the dog, the domestic side of self. You want to make sure that you have some kind of rational way of seeing this thing. With the 8 numerology, there you're looking at leadership. You're looking at a greater level of harmony than, say, the 2 and the 4 and the 6 would give you. But here you're looking at leadership. You're also looking at material recognition and approval. So again, I keep coming back to this maybe being a new position of some kind, whether opening your own business or again moving up where you are, or taking another job that's power based. And I say that because you have the King of Pentacles, and look here, you have wealth everywhere. You have grapes, which symbolizes wealth and abundance. You have, but again, you see the rams, or not the rams, but the steers' heads on each part of the throne that he's sitting on, and so you're looking at when you're looking at the cattle, if you will, from Fehu, there's some alliance there, and the ability to transact your experiences with others in a way that benefits you, abundance-wise or material security-wise. And again, this could be job-related in some way. Here he's just sitting, he's got his back to the kingdom, but at the same time, you see there's the kingdom back there. He's got his back to the kingdom, but at the same time, he also could be within it at some place where he just sits and ponders what's going on, and how he's going to basically make his way in life as the king. And so either this is somebody that is going to help you get to where you're going, because the court can either represent you on as whichever court card it is. This can be you, or it could be somebody that is a wise mentor that can help you get to where you need to go. And I just think that it can be either way, however it resonates for you. Either you're going to meet somebody that is going to help you choose the right path, or to help you stay rational and grounded, because again, Pentacles is like the Four. It's about grounding and reliability and dependability and structure. So, which you're going to need if your head is in the clouds too much and you're dreaming about things that are completely unrealistic when you're trying to figure out what you're going to do here on this new path of abundance, even though abundance is shown here, right here, and also here, and also here. The abundance is there, but is it realistic? And so the king is there to help you be more realistic. So you're either going to embody him, or it's going to be somebody that's going to help you that represents this person, that's going to come into your life to help you on that new path. If this new path, though, is about achieving material security, and you're going to end up being the boss or something in whatever form, this could represent you and the lucrative nature of that. So the fact that again, Fehu and Vaya, because this is just all, I just choose this stuff randomly. I don't search for it and make it happen. I just, as you see, I put my hand in the bag, and whatever one is left is the one, and it happened to be Fehu. I move the runes around, so there's no way that I'm grabbing something on, that's there on the top. It's not what's happening. Nor with the Geomancy runes. I throw them down. I put them in the order of fire, air, water, and earth, and there you have the rune for the day. So to have both Fehu and Vaya again suggesting the same sort of thing that could be happening, this could be an ongoing situation for you that just hasn't resolved yet over the last couple of weeks. And over this next week, maybe it will. It'll be interesting to see next Sunday if in fact I do it again, because it would just then mean that you're not there yet. You haven't found the path yet. You're still working through that and working that out. And maybe if that happens again, then whatever cards I draw, which again are random, they're going to maybe give you a different perspective on it than what was given on the 12th and what's being given today. So, but I do think that we're talking about the same thing, and this is an ongoing issue in whatever direction this is resonating for you. Maybe it's saying, well, maybe the first opportunity isn't the right one. Maybe you've looked through it for the last couple of weeks, and it's nothing's really materializing. You're just not feeling comfortable. And now today you get the same runes and a different perspective on it. So, Maybe you haven't been shooting for the right thing. Maybe it's not high enough position, maybe. Maybe the skill set is there for you and you're ready to transition into something like that. So see how this feels and think about it from that perspective. That's why I'm saying this about the last 3 weeks. Well, including this next week, you're talking 3 weeks time. Again, maybe you have been looking at something where it's not going to be as lucrative as something that could be coming this week and that you might see this week, or that you've seen and you just have dismissed it out of how I could never do that. Maybe you could. And maybe if things have not resolved themselves yet, maybe you're just not where you're supposed to be. You're not looking at the right opportunity. You need to, so if you got a bunch of them and that you're looking at, go look at all of them again. And see if there's something else today that, or over the next few days, that seems to, you might start thinking, well, gee, maybe I should apply for that. Maybe I should. Maybe I have something to offer there and I'm not giving myself enough credit for that. It could be something like that. And because anytime something keeps repeating, especially with 2 weeks apart, I mean, come on, it's giving a message, right? That you're still in play, the new opportunity to have, and whatever it is, right? Could still be in play. You haven't yet found the right one yet. So think about it from that standpoint, maybe, and see what you come up with. See if it's something that maybe you're going to take a second look at. Maybe you've dismissed over that. You settled on one, but it's like you really don't feel that great about it. So anyhow, think about it that way and come back again next Sunday and see what we draw here for the runes again. See if it's going to be the same or very similar or what have you. It could be something else entirely. That's nothing to do with this, but I think the reading on the 12th and the reading today are connected. Okay, so go back and watch the reading on the 12th if you want, and watch this one and kind of see if for yourself, is there for you a connection here, and in what direction does that need to go. So anyhow, thanks for watching. Go check out that on the blog, that page for pendulum work. Check that out, and just every time something weird happens or insane happens or whatever I think is significant, I'm going to put something down there. And I just wanted to, since it happened yesterday, I just wanted to do it on the video today, just to show you how I do that, and where that's coming from. So anyhow, check back on it if you want to. And I mean, there's not going to be stuff goes up every day. I don't imagine it'll happen that way, but I'll let you know if there's something new when we do the video. And otherwise, just check in with the blog. The everything's up for the week. The week ahead is up, and all the stuff that I have in that. I added a gardening by moon section for just the week itself, because when it's in different phases, you can do different stuff, right? And it seems to do better in the garden when you follow that. So anyway, look at that and see what you think about that. And again, come back on Sunday for another edition of As Above, So Below. Be good to yourself, be good to one another, and blessed be.